at noon. Guys are signing left and right.
They definitely are. Breaking news here on SportsCenter. The Raiders and center Tyler Linderbaum have agreed to a 3-year, $81 million deal with $60 million guaranteed. Sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Now, the Dolphins opened the day by moving on from their former franchise quarterback. The team announced it's releasing Tua Tagovailoa and taking on his $99 million dead cap hit, which they'll parlay over 2 years, replacing him with Malik Willis. Packers back up, now the main man in Miami.
How about the Packers also made a trade today, agreeing to send edge rusher Rashawn Gary to Dallas. The deal comes less than 7 months after the Cowboys sent edge rusher Micah Parsons to Green Bay.
How about the Panthers? They've agreed to a 4-year, $120 million deal with linebacker Jalen Phillips. Sources tell ESPN's Adam Schefter, $80 million guaranteed to Phillips, who was with Miami and Philly last year.
And the breaking news continues here on SportsCenter. The Rams agreeing to a 3-year contract with Jalen Watson. Watson, the second Chiefs corner to go to L.A. after Trent McDuffie was traded just last week. And then how about Travis Kelce? News that Travis Kelce will come back for a 14th NFL season. The sources told ESPN's Nate Taylor. The veteran tight end was set to become a free agent.
And you know what, Amina? Kelce's going to see a new face in the backfield. The Chiefs have agreed to a 3-year, $43 million deal with Kenneth Walker III. The Super Bowl MVP will now boost a struggling Chiefs rushing attack. And you know what? Patrick Mahomes loves it. Tweeted this out just moments ago to his new teammate. Let's go. Listen, we've got free agency covered from all angles. Our senior NFL reporter, Jeremy Fowler, he's with us. Of course, our senior front office insider, Mike Tannenbaum, with us. NFL analyst, Harry Douglas. So, Jay Fowler, I'll start with you. The Super Bowl MVP, now a member of the Chiefs. How did this get done?
Well, the Chiefs had scoured the earth for running back help the last few weeks, dating back to the Combine. They were trying to plant seeds. Travis Etienne was an option for them as well out of Jacksonville. They knew they needed more explosion at that spot. They had gotten older. They need to help Patrick Mahomes, especially with him coming off the injury that he has. And so they're running it back in some regards, bringing Travis Kelce back, who they think at least has another good year left. But they had to establish more of a running game. Now, I do expect them to address wide receiver to some extent. Could bring back Tyquan Thornton, but they do have some options there as well.
Okay, so, Harry, give me your opinion here. What does this move, you think, do for the Kansas City Chiefs?
I love this move, and it says that we don't want Patrick Mahomes doing everything offensively. So you go get a guy that's Super Bowl MVP that really carried the boat of the load the later part of the season for the Seattle Seahawks, who has experience as well. So I love this for Kansas City. They have to be more committed to the run game. They were 25th in rushing a season ago, and now they have their workhorse. They're studying the backfield to take a lot of pressure off Patrick Mahomes as he's coming back from an ACL injury.
Yeah, Harry, I like the sign. My only concern is if you watch Andy Reid all the way back to Philadelphia, guys, he likes his running backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield. Kenneth Walker only had 31 catches a year ago. I think he could do more than he was asked, but that would be a little bit of a concern. Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt are both free agents, so obviously this was a deal of necessity. And as Jeremy alluded to, Patrick Mahomes may not be Superman from day one, so this is a consequential signing.
Yeah, and also news this morning that Travis Kelce will return to the Chiefs for a 14th season. Mike T, I know you said less than a month ago that these two should part ways. What do you think of this move?
Yeah, and all the Taylor Swift fans, I'm not on their short list right now. It doesn't make sense to me, and here's why, guys. If we were drafting the Kansas City Chiefs players a couple of weeks ago, I think, in my opinion, Trent McDuffie, he may have been their second best player in terms of, he's well-rounded, he could blitz, he could cover. I don't understand why you would trade away somebody like Trent McDuffie and then bring back Travis Kelce, who is a great player, let me be clear, but he is close to the end. So if it was a little bit of a rebuild, knowing that, hey, maybe Patrick Mahomes won't be Superman this year, we could get 4 draft choices for McDuffie, that makes sense. But to bring back someone like Travis Kelce, when you're in the front office, you have to be disciplined. You have to pay a player for what he's going to do, not what he's done.
Well, I love Travis Kelce coming back because he is the security security blanket for Patrick Mahomes as he is working back from the ACL injury. He led them in receptions, he led them in receiving yards, and he was tied for first in receiving touchdowns. So what better way? Number one, you got Kenneth Walker the third, who's going to take off a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. And then now you have his tight end, his safety valve, a guy that he is connected with since he became a starter for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I like them bringing back Travis Kelce because those guys' dynamic relationship and unspoken words on a football field and just understanding body language and the chemistry that they have with one another.
Okay, so now let's move on to quarterbacks because, you know, the Dolphins, they move on from Tua. We knew that was probably going to happen, but they're going to take that cap hit. They signed Malik Willis. Tell us about what went into their thinking, Jeremy, on getting Malik Willis.
Well, the front office there likes Malik Willis. They know him from Green Bay. Head coach Jeff Hafley, general manager John Eric Sullivan. They're comfortable with him. They've seen him grow under Matt LaFleur and what he can be. And just talking to people around the league, his upside is high. He's got a lot of power in his legs and his arm. Now, he's raw. Can you run a full offense around him is the question right now. But they feel good about this, and they also feel like the contract isn't crazy enough for if they had to get out of it at some point. Even though it's a 3-year deal, they probably could. So this, to me, is somebody with upside that they can develop, but there's also a hedge a little bit if they want to rebuild a little bit in the future and draft somebody else.
Harry, let me get your thoughts on this because the Dolphins could have went a number of ways there at quarterback. They could have drafted one. They could have stuck with Quinn Ewers. They could also drafted a quarterback in 2027 because there's some talented quarterbacks coming in another year. But they decided to go with Willis. Give me your reaction to it.
Yeah, Malik Willis is still a young man, and he doesn't have a lot of tread on the tires, but the offensive system that he was in Green Bay under Matt LaFleur is the same offensive system he's going to be running under offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick. Bobby Slowick goes all the way back 2011, 2013, when Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator for the Washington Redskins at the time. But Malik Willis is a guy that the athleticism is definitely there. I love the fact that he learned 2 years on how to play the quarterback position, sitting behind Jordan Love. And then when he got his opportunities, he was able to shine as well. The general manager, John Eric Sullivan, he was there in Green Bay, so he knows them in and out. The head coach, Jeff Hafley, he was the defensive coordinator in Green Bay. He went against Malik Willis damn near every day. So I love this signing by the Miami Dolphins. This also told me if you were going to move forward and move on from Tua Tagovailoa, you better had a plan. The Miami Dolphins, great job executing the plan.
Yeah, Harry, I love the signing. Let me tell you a quick story. In 1997, Coach Parcells and Coach Belichick got to the Jets. I was fortunate to be hired there. The 96 Jets won one game, and Coach Parcells told everybody, we have to establish ourselves. We have to establish credibility. That's exactly what Malik Willis does. Talent and character. It establishes a new head coach, a new GM with great credibility. This is a great foundational player. And as Jeremy alluded to, like, it gives them some optionality in the future. So, Brian, if they like somebody in 2027, they could still sign him. But Malik Willis will absolutely give them credibility from day one, something they're going to need with a new head coach and a new GM.
Let's go to the other side of this situation. Jeremy, now Tua Tagovailoa is a free agent. Who might be interested in him?
Well, the Atlanta Falcons have zeroed in on Tua. They're looking at him. I expect today, now that he's been released, that they could have a Zoom call with him, which is within NFL rules. Coaches can meet with him for up to an hour, make sure the fit is correct. But this is a quarterback that they are pursuing, and there have been whispers about this for a few weeks now. And you got two left-handers now.
Yeah, they love those lefty quarterbacks, huh?
So it makes sense. They feel like, even though the arm strength with Tua isn't elite at this, they feel like with his ability to distribute the ball, they can create yards after catch opportunities for him. So then the next domino will be the Minnesota Vikings. And who do they want to sign? They have Kyler Murray, who will be interested. They have Geno Smith and others. That's the big domino.
You know the expression, you had me at a low? Yeah. I will tell you this, the Atlanta Falcons, they have Tua at $1.3 million. So that is what's going to catch their eye. Now, look, for Tua to be successful, what does he need? A strong offensive line. Atlanta has an excellent offensive line. They did a great job protecting Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix a year ago, and he needs a strong running game. Arguably the best running back in the game, Bijan Robinson. So if I'm Tua and I'm trying to reestablish myself, not knowing the availability of Michael Penix, this is a great fit for him. Get with Kevin Stefanski, be well protected, and see where we are in 2027.
Harry, what about you? What do you think of this move, or this potential move with Tua Tagovailoa possibly going to the Falcons?
So for the Atlanta Falcons in their offense, when you have a Bijan Robinson, you have a Drake London, you have a Kyle Pitts who's on the franchise tag and he's coming back, You need a quarterback to play point guard and distribute the football to those guys so they can do what they do. It's kind of sad right now that the Atlanta Falcons having all these guys and all of them top 10 picks in the first round and have not sniffed the playoffs. So when it comes to the quarterback position, number one, it's about health. Now, Tua's had issues with that, with the concussions. Hopefully, he's going to be fine moving forward. But like Mike T alluded to, if you can get him at a $1 million price or $1.3 million, you can't beat that. And he's also a left-handed quarterback like Michael Penix Jr., so it's not going to be a drastic change when you look at your quarterback throwing the football to receivers and tight ends and those guys having to adjust to it, because it definitely comes out the hand different from a left-hander than it does a right-hander.
A lot of moves in the NFL so far. However, Mike T, your favorite one to this point?
Amina, Tyler Lindenbaum to the Las Vegas Raiders for a stunning $27 million a year. The highest paid center was Creed Humphrey at $18 million. But if we were running the Raiders, they were last in the league in sacks allowed, and we're drafting Fernando Mendoza. We need 3 more Lindenbaums, whatever the price is. You know? It's kind of like when my wife goes shopping, whatever the price is. And I'm just telling you, like, they need to protect Mendoza. This was a great signing.
Look, the thing I know about Mike Tannenbaum, he likes to build from the inside out.
Yeah,
the guy who Nick Mango, got rest his soul, to Shaw Ferguson, first-round pick by Mike Tannenbaum.
Also, your wife and myself, we had that in common. Just throw it in the bag. Doesn't even matter what the price is.
Throw it in the bag.
Not salary cap friendly.
Salary cap friendly. They'll be with us all throughout the show.
Okay, fabulous.
Thanks so much, guys.
By the way, more breaking news. Sports Center. The Saints have agreed to a 4-year, $52 million deal with running back Travis Etienne. Sources tell Adam Schefter Etienne, career-high 13 touchdowns last season in Jacksonville, rushed for over 1,000 yards for the 3rd time in his career.